Hey, I'm Eric Osnes with ericismybanker.com and CMG Home Loans, and this is part of my mortgage educational series designed to take the mystery out of mortgage and give you important information about the home buying process and your mortgage options. Today, let's talk about how we calculate income. We can't tell how much you qualify for until we know how much you earn. This is a really important question. As loan officers, we solve story problems. Everyone has a different story and there can be lots of twists and turns to the plot. My job is to take that information and transform it into a quantifiable number, your income. So the first task is to look at what type of income you have. If you're salaried, it's real simple. We just take your gross monthly income, that's before taxes or deductions, and that's what we would qualify you on. If you're hourly, it can get a little bit more complicated. If the hours you work are consistent, well, that's fairly straightforward. Let's say a 40-hour week, we're going to take 40 hours times your hourly rate of pay and use that to calculate your income. But if the hours you work vary, that gets a little bit more complicated. We would typically need an average of your income over the past 2 years. And if your income appears to be declining, then we'll need to know the reasons for that so we can determine what your stable monthly income really is. That could necessitate using a shorter average, such as year-to-date income, or year-to-date income plus maybe your previous year's income. If you receive overtime, bonuses, or commissions, we'll typically use a 2-year average of that income, unless it's declining, in which case we'd use the lower number. We'd also require that your employer state that your income source is likely to continue. If you receive restricted stock units, RSUs, we can use that income most cases, but we need to document that you have a history of cashing them in, and also that you have 3 years of continuance of that income source. We do this by reviewing your vesting schedule, and we'd also need to use a 2-year average of the redeemed shares. Note though, not every loan program will allow RSU income. Many jumbo loan programs do not, although we've got some good sources that do. That's really important that we know this information up front so that we can thoroughly vet out your loan options. If you are self-employed or if you receive 1099s instead of W-2s, congratulations, you're self-employed, you'll need to have been self-employed for at least 2 years. That's a requirement. In that case, we will use a 2-year average of your income for qualifying. We base that off of your tax returns. Yes, we do use net income, so the bottom line income from your tax returns. However, there are some non-cash expenses that we will add back into that income, such as depreciation, amortization, and also the business use for business miles use of your car. A change of jobs is not necessarily a deal killer for us, but it depends on what type the change is. For example, if you're changing from one salaried job to another, no problem. We will use your new salary to qualify. We do have to essentially establish that you're in a similar line of work and that the income is going to be considered stable. But if you're changing from a salaried or hourly job to 1099 or a self-employed role, then we would need to have you establish a 2-year history being self-employed. So that's really important, and it's something that we have to discuss up front. Same thing if you're changing from a salaried or an hourly job to all commissions. We would need to show a 2-year history of receiving commission income to be able to use that income. And the same is also true if you work on a contract or with a temp agency, which is real common in the tech fields. Got to have a 2-year history of that to be able to use that income. So these are some of the basic rules that a lender must follow when qualifying your income. But not every person fits neatly into a category. We work really hard to find solutions, and a thorough knowledge of the rules and guidelines can help make a huge difference in your whole home buying experience. As you start your home buying journey, the best thing you can do is have your mortgage pre-approved. Not just an online approval. That's only as good as the information that you put in. Have your loan fully underwritten, by a qualified lender so that your personal story problem is solved and has a happy ending. I'm always available to answer questions. You can call me 206-915-3742. You can email me eric@ericismybanker.com, or look for me on social media. Just look for Eric is my banker, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see more of these educational videos, plus lots of other cool stuff as well. That's all I've got for today. Hope this information is helpful. Talk to you soon.